Hi guys, let's get more news about Warriors. But first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Warriorstrade have officially flipped the switch and the NBA is starting to feel the heat. What looked like a team entering a quiet, uncertain phase has suddenly erupted into one of the most dangerous and electrifying squads in the league. Night after night, their Warriors have stormed onto the court with the level of energy, chemistry, and firepower that nobody saw coming this early in the season. And at the center of it all, leading the charge like the superstar he has always been, is none other than Stephen Curry. A man who refuses to let age define him and continues to rewrite what is possible for an NBA veteran. Curry isn't just playing well. He's playing with a level of joy and destruction that feels like a throwback to the 2015 to 2019 dynasty years when Golden State ruled the NBA with style, swagger, and unstoppable offense. From the moment the season tipped off, you could sense something different about this Warriors team. Their pace has increased. Their ball movement looks crisp again, and the confidence is spreading across the entire roster. Steve Curry looks completely rejuvenated, draining logo 3s as if he's shooting warm-ups, slicing through defenses with his handles, and celebrating with that same childlike energy that made fans fall in love with him a decade ago. Every time he gets hot, the arena shakes, the commentators scramble for words, and opposing defenses stare helplessly at what they know they can't stop. It's not just the scoring, it's the leadership. Curry's vocal presence, his willingness to uplift young players, and the way he keeps demanding excellence has turned this Warriors group into a locked-in, fearless unit that genuinely believes it can shock the league. But Curry isn't the only story. What's truly fueling this dominant run is the way the entire roster has stepped up around him. Draymond Green, after battling injuries and criticism, is back anchoring the defense with the level of intensity that the Warriors desperately missed last season. His playmaking remains elite. His communication is constant, and his presence alone gives Golden State an emotional edge. Klay Thompson, still fighting to prove he belongs among the league's elite shooters, has shown moments of vintage form, knocking down threes, hitting tough fadeaways, and playing more physical defense than we've seen in years. The combination of Curry, Klay, and Draymond might not be as explosive as they were in their championship prime, but they are experienced, battle-tested, and still capable of taking over games when it matters most. What's making this year feel even more promising is the growth of the younger players who are finally emerging as reliable contributors. Jonathan Kuminga is attacking the rim with unmatched aggression, using his athleticism to dominate in transition and finish through contact. The confidence in his jumper has improved and he's beginning to read the floor better, making him a legitimate two-way threat. Moses Moody is giving the team critical minutes off the bench, knocking down shots with poise and providing smart, disciplined defense. Brandon Podziemski continues to prove that he's one of the smartest young guards in the league. Playing with a blend of energy, hustle, and creativity that fits perfectly into their Warrior system. Trayce Jackson-Davis is protecting the rim, grabbing rebounds and bringing a burst of youth to the front court that fills a gap the Warriors have struggled with for years. Even role players like Andrew Wiggins and Gary Payton are stepping up, bringing defensive pressure, versatility, and energy that are essential for a championship-caliber team. This new version of the Warriors feels deeper, fresher, and more unpredictable. There are nights Curry doesn't have to score 40 points because the younger guys are carrying the load, and nights when Steve reminds the world exactly who he is: the greatest shooter of all time and a man who can completely break a game open in seconds. That balance, that blend of old and new, is what has made this recent Warriors run so impressive. It feels sustainable. It feels real. And it feels like Golden State is legitimately back in the conversation as a dangerous playoff threat. What's pushing this storyline even further is the way they're beating teams, not by grinding out ugly wins, but by playing beautiful, fast, unselfish basketball. The ball is flying around again. Players are cutting with purpose and the entire team is moving as one cohesive unit. That signature warrior style, the one that defined their dynasty, has returned. You can see it in the way Curry dances behind screens, the way Draymond fires cross-court passes, the way Kuminga explodes to the rim, and the way the bench erupts on every big play. The chemistry feels alive again, and that's something analytics can't measure and coaches can't manufacture. Its culture and Golden State's culture is shining brighter than it has in years. NBA fans and analysts are now starting to ask the same question. Are the Warriors truly back? Is Golden State once again a legitimate championship threat? And honestly, it's not hard to see why people are starting to believe when Stephen Curry is playing at an MVP level, when Draymond is healthy and engaged, when Klay is finding his rhythm, and when the young core is contributing at a high level, this team becomes incredibly hard to guard. They stretch the floor, they attack the paint, they force turnovers, and they can out-hustle almost anyone. Their Warriors aren't the tallest team, nor the most physical, but they have something far more dangerous: rhythm, confidence, and purpose. One of the key differences this season is the Warriors' defense. They are rotating quicker, communicating more clearly, and forcing teams into difficult shots. Gary Payton, brings pressure at the point of attack. Draymond anchors the backline and the young players bring length and athleticism that help shut down transition opportunities. Their ability to turn defense into offense has been one of the most exciting aspects of this run. As the Warriors continue this dominant stretch, the conversation is no longer about whether they can make the playoffs, but how far they can go once they get there. With the West filled with dangerous teams like Denver, Minnesota, Phoenix, and Oklahoma City, reaching the finals won't be easy. But the Warriors have something those teams don't. Championship DNA. They've been there before. They've battled through pressure, expectations, injuries, and doubt. They know how to win, and they know how to lock in when the stage gets bigger and the lights get brighter. Stephen Curry's leadership is the foundation of it all. Every time he steps on the court, he sends a message not just to opponents, but to his own teammates. His work ethic, his unselfishness, his fearlessness, and his belief in the Warrior system inspire everyone around him. That's why this run feels different. It's not just Steve playing great basketball. It's Steve lifting an entire franchise back into contention. And with the way the Warriors are coming together, with the momentum they're building, and with the confidence flowing through every player on the roster, you can't help but ask the question the entire NBA is starting to whisper. Are the Golden State Warriors becoming a championship threat? Once again, if this keeps up, the answer might be yes. Their Warriors are playing with fire, hunger, and something to prove. And when Golden State has something to prove, history tells us exactly how dangerous they can be. The league better be ready because the Warriors are officially